Let me guess. You wake up to an alarm you hate. You drag yourself through traffic to a job that drains every ounce of your energy. You spend 8, 9, 10 hours of your day building someone else's dream. And by the time you finally get home, you have just enough left in you to scroll your phone, eat something quick, and collapse into bed. Tomorrow, you will do it all again. Payday comes, the money hits your account, and before you can even feel it, it is already gone. Rent, bills, groceries, that subscription you forgot you were paying for. And somewhere deep down, you have started believing a very dangerous idea. That if you just got the next promotion, the next raise, the next better job, everything would finally change. But here is what nobody tells you. You are not stuck because your salary is too small. You are stuck because you are playing a game that was designed for you to lose. This is what Robert Kiyosaki called the rat race. And in his book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he revealed exactly how to escape it. Not with luck, not with a higher income, with 9 brutal lessons that will quietly separate you from the people who stay trapped forever. If you are tired of running faster on a wheel that goes nowhere, stay with me. Because in the next 20 minutes, I am going to show you the exact playbook the rich have been using for decades. The one school refused to teach you. You were sold a story your entire life. Go to school, get good grades, find a stable job, work hard for 40 years, save your money, retire comfortably. That is the script, and millions of people follow it religiously. They wake up at the same time. They take the same route. They do the same tasks. Year after year. They believe they are being responsible. They believe they are being smart. But here is the uncomfortable truth. That script was never designed to make you wealthy. It was designed to make you useful. Useful to employers. Useful to banks. Useful to a system that profits when you stay exactly where you are. Kiyosaki saw this clearly because he grew up watching it play out in real time. He had 2 fathers. His real father, the one he called Poor Dad, was highly educated, brilliant, hardworking. He followed the script perfectly. He earned promotions. He paid his bills on time. He did everything right. He died struggling financially. His best friend's father, the one he called Rich Dad, never finished school. He did not have a fancy degree. He did not follow any script. But he understood something universities do not teach. He died wealthy, free, in control of his time. The difference between these 2 men was not intelligence. It was not effort. It was not even luck. It was perspective. Centuries before Kiyosaki ever wrote a word, philosophers studying power and wealth understood something timeless. They wrote that men are not destroyed by lack of opportunity. They are destroyed by misunderstanding the system around them. Kiyosaki took that ancient wisdom and applied it to modern money. And he reduced it to one sentence that, if you actually understand it, will change the entire trajectory of your life. The poor and middle class work for money. The rich make money work for them. Read that again slowly. Because once you see the difference between working for money and money working for you, you can never unsee it. And the rat race will start to look exactly like what it is. A cage with a comfortable chair. Look at every wealthy person in history. John D. Rockefeller did not get rich by working harder than oil workers. He got rich by owning the system that delivered the oil. Andrew Carnegie did not get wealthy by smelting steel himself. He got wealthy by owning the steel mills. Even today, Warren Buffett does not earn his fortune from a paycheck. He earns it from owning pieces of businesses that print money while he sleeps. Jeff Bezos did not build Amazon by collecting wages. He built it by owning equity that compounded year after year. The pattern is always the same. Across centuries, across industries, across continents, salary keeps you alive. Ownership makes you free. This is exactly what Kiyosaki teaches in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So let us break down the 9 brutal lessons that, if you actually live them, will get you out of the rat race forever. Lesson 1. Stop working for money. Make money work for you. Most people spend their entire life chasing one thing. A paycheck. They get a raise and immediately upgrade their lifestyle. They get a bonus and spend it within weeks. They get promoted and inflate their expenses to match. The cycle never ends because the cycle was never designed to end. This is what Kiyosaki calls fear and greed. Fear of not having enough. Greed for more stuff. And as long as those two emotions are running your decisions, you will stay trapped no matter how much you earn. The wealthy break that cycle. They take their paycheck, and instead of spending it on things that drain them, they convert it into things that pay them. A stock that delivers dividends. A property that earns rent. A small business that runs without their constant presence. A skill they can sell repeatedly. That is the shift. Stop trading time for money. Start using money to buy assets that earn for you. Because every dollar you keep is not just money. It is a soldier. And smart people send their soldiers to work. Now pause. Ask yourself one question. What did your last paycheck actually buy? Things that paid you back, or things that quietly drained you faster? Put that answer into one word in your mind. Lesson 2. Learn the brutal difference between assets and liabilities. This is the most important lesson in the entire book. And almost nobody understands it correctly. Most people think their house is an asset. Their car is an asset. Their fancy phone is an asset. But Kiyosaki gives a definition so brutal it will rearrange how you see your own life. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out. That is it. That is the rule. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. There is a man named David, 42 years old. From the outside, he looks successful. He owns a beautiful house, a new SUV, 2 phones, streaming subscriptions for everything. Every month his income arrives, a respectable salary, and every month his money flows in only one direction. Out, mortgage, property tax, repairs, insurance, car payment, fuel, phone bills. By the 28th of every month, his account is empty, and he wakes up the next day to start the cycle again. If David lost his job tomorrow, he would survive maybe 2 months before his entire life collapsed. Now meet his neighbor. Same income, same neighborhood, different game. She rents a smaller apartment, drives an old car she paid off years ago, has minimal subscriptions, and every month she takes the money David spends on lifestyle and she buys assets. A few shares of an index fund, a small percentage in a rental property, a digital product that earns her money while she sleeps. If she lost her job tomorrow, she would barely notice. Same income, same opportunity, same world. 2 completely different futures. That is the difference between an asset and a liability. And until you can clearly tell them apart, You will keep mistaking your liabilities for wealth. Look at your life right now. How many real assets do you actually own? Things that pay you, not the other way around. If the number is 0, you are not building wealth. You are just renting your existence. Lesson 3. Mind your own business. Most people spend their entire careers building someone else's business. They give their best hours, their best energy, their sharpest ideas to a company that will replace them in 2 weeks if they leave. There was a man named Michael. He worked at the same firm for 23 years. He skipped his daughter's recitals for deadlines. He answered emails at midnight. He turned down vacations. He believed loyalty meant something. Then on a Tuesday afternoon, his manager called him into a small conference room. The conversation lasted 12 minutes. 20 minutes later, security walked Michael to his car carrying a cardboard box with his belongings. The company did not break. The stock did not drop. By Wednesday morning, someone else was sitting at his desk. 23 years, erased in 20 minutes. That is the brutal truth Kiyosaki was trying to warn you about. Your job pays you, but your business, even a small one, builds your freedom. Even if it earns just $200 a month at first. Even if it is slow. Because that small business is the only thing in your life that nobody can fire you from. You do not need permission to start. You do not need a perfect plan. You need to stop waiting. Because every year you delay is another year someone else profits from your time. Lesson 4. Understand how the rich use the tax game. This is where the system becomes brutally unfair, and where most people lose without ever realizing they were even playing. The poor and middle class earn money. Then taxes are taken. Then they spend whatever is left. The rich earn money, spend it strategically through their businesses, and then pay tax on what remains. That is not a loophole. That is the structure. The tax code is an incentive system. It rewards people who own businesses. It rewards people who invest in real estate. It rewards people who build assets. It punishes people who only collect a paycheck. You do not need to become a millionaire to start using this. You just need to understand that ownership unlocks doors that employment will never open. The earlier you start thinking like an owner, the earlier the system stops working against you. Lesson 5. The rich invent money. The rich do not wait for money to appear. They create it. They see opportunities where others see obstacles. They take an idea, package it, sell it, scale it. Kiyosaki tells a story from his early years. He did not have capital. He did not have rich parents bankrolling him. What he had was the ability to spot value where others saw nothing. He once noticed a small property in a rough part of town. Everyone else avoided it. Kiyosaki saw the bones of a deal. He negotiated terms, brought in a partner, restructured the asset, sold it months later for a significant profit. He did not work harder than anyone. He just saw what others could not see. That is the real skill the rich develop. Not effort, not even intelligence. Pattern recognition. The ability to look at the same world everyone else sees and notice the opportunity hidden inside it. And here is the truth. Opportunities are everywhere. They pass by you every single week. But if your mind is trained only to look for a paycheck, you will miss them every single time. When was the last time you saw an opportunity and acted on it? Or did you talk yourself out of it because it felt too risky? That hesitation has a cost, and the bill always arrives later. Lesson 6. Work to learn. not to earn. Most people choose jobs based on one thing, salary. The wealthy choose jobs based on what they will learn. Especially in your 20s and 30s, the skills you build matter far more than the money you make. Why? Because skills compound. Skills create leverage. Sales, negotiation, communication, marketing, finance, leadership, persuasion. These are the skills that quietly create wealth. Not degrees, not certifications, not job titles. If your current job is teaching you valuable skills, stay. Build the weapon. The money will catch up later. But if your job is paying you well and teaching you nothing, that is the most expensive job in the entire world. Because every month you stay, it is costing you your future. A salary is not evil. Dependence is. Lesson 7. Overcome the 5 obstacles that keep most people broke. Even when people understand all of this, most still do not act. Why? Because of 5 invisible obstacles. Fear, cynicism, laziness, bad habits, arrogance. Picture 2 friends, both earning around the same salary. One of them, let us call him Alex, finishes a book on investing. By Monday morning, he has opened a brokerage account. By Wednesday, he has made his first small investment. Tiny, almost meaningless, but real. The other one, let us call him Ryan, finishes the same book. He says, I should start investing. Then he thinks, but what if the market crashes? I will start when I have more saved up. 5 years later, Alex has a portfolio worth tens of thousands. He has made mistakes, but he has been in the game. Ryan still has the same plan he had 5 years ago. He is still waiting for the time to be right. The difference was the ability to act despite fear. Every person who stays broke has at least one of these 5 obstacles running their life. The wealthy are not fearless. They have just learned that action beats hesitation every single time. Pick the loudest obstacle, name it, then move anyway. Lesson 8. Just get started, but start small. Most people are waiting for the perfect moment to begin. The perfect plan, it does not exist. The perfect moment is always now. And the perfect amount is always whatever you have. Start with $50. Buy your first share. Read your first finance book. Build your first side income. The size of the first step does not matter. The direction does. Because once you start, momentum builds. Confidence builds. Knowledge builds. And 1 year from today, you will either be in the same place wishing you had started, or already a year deep into your new life. Wealth is rarely built by one massive move. It is built by thousands of small ones, repeated quietly while everyone else is waiting for permission. Lesson 9. Pay yourself first. This is the lesson that ties everything together. When your paycheck arrives, before you pay rent, before bills, before anyone else, pay yourself first. Even if it is small, even if it feels almost irresponsible. Why? Because this single habit rewires your identity. It tells your brain that you matter, that your future matters, that building wealth is non-negotiable. Most people pay everyone else first and save whatever is left. There is never anything left. The wealthy flip it. They pay themselves first, then figure out how to handle everything else. Under that pressure, they get creative. They earn more. They cut waste. This is how broke people quietly become wealthy. Not by earning more, by respecting themselves enough to put their future first. It is not about the amount. It is about the message you send to yourself every single time you do it. I matter. My future matters. I am building something. So now you have heard them. 9 lessons. Each one simple. Each one brutal. But here is the truth. Most people will close this video and go back to exactly what they were doing before. Same paycheck. Same expenses. Same rat race. Same identity. They will forget everything they just heard within 48 hours. And nothing in their life will change. A few people will stop, reflect, and start applying even one of these lessons starting tonight. They will open the account. They will write down their assets. They will start the side project. And 1 year from today, those few will be living a completely different life. Do not think about where you are right now. Think about who you are becoming. One word. That is all you need to define right now in your mind. If this shifted the way you see yourself, then do not stop here. Because what you have heard is only the surface. That is why most people stay average. They never go deeper. If you are not one of them, then subscribe. Because every video on this channel decodes the lesson school refused to teach you. No fluff. No hype. Just strategy. Most people will watch this and move on. A few will stay and chain. Decide which one you are.